Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we reveal some of the most valuable coins in the world, coins that collectors and investors are willing to pay thousands or even millions for. Have you ever looked at a simple quarter and wondered, what if this small piece of metal could change my life forever? Imagine reaching into your old coin jar, pulling out a 1966 Washington quarter. No mint mark, just an ordinary-looking coin, only to discover it's worth nearly $956,000 today. Sounds unbelievable, right? But stay with me, because by the end of this video you'll see exactly why collectors are hunting for this rare gem, how to identify it, and how one small detail can turn a forgotten coin into a fortune. Now, before you rush to check your couch cushions, take a deep breath, because what you're about to learn could be your ticket to a wealthier lifestyle. If you've ever dreamed of unlocking hidden value from your old coins, this is your moment. Let's rewind to 1966, a year of change and innovation in America. The U.S. Mint had just transitioned from silver to a copper-nickel composition after the coin shortage crisis of the early 60s. In that period, the Mint stopped using mint marks entirely. No D for Denver, no S for San Francisco. Every quarter simply carried George Washington's proud profile, unmarked. But here's the twist: not all 1966 quarters are created equal. Somewhere in the chaos of mass production, a few were struck with extraordinary errors: off-center strikes, double dies, planchet mistakes, and transitional errors using leftover silver planchets from 1964. These are the kinds of errors that turn everyday coins into six-figure collectibles. So, the next time you see a 1966 quarter with no mint mark, remember, it might not just be pocket change. It might be destiny disguised as metal. Here's where things get truly fascinating. A genuine 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter with a rare minting error recently made headlines, selling for an astonishing $956,000 at a private auction. Why such a high price? Because of scarcity, condition, and story. Serious collectors crave unique pieces, the ones that slip past history unnoticed. Think about it. There are billions of quarters in circulation, but only a handful that tell this kind of story. The combination of a transitional metal error and a high-grade mint condition coin creates something almost mythical in the collector's world. A coin that defies logic and commands power. And here's the emotional truth: while most people let coins like this pass through their hands without a second thought, the few who notice the details are the ones who turn history into opportunity. Just imagine the excitement of realizing you've been holding a $956,000 treasure all along. That feeling? It's part disbelief, part adrenaline rush, and 100% life-changing. Now you might be thinking, come on, how would I even know if mine is special? Great question. But before we reveal the secrets to spotting this ultra-rare coin, let's pause for a second. Have you ever noticed how life hides wealth in plain sight? Sometimes, fortune doesn't shout. It whispers. And honestly, wouldn't it be poetic if your retirement plan was sitting inside that old coffee tin labeled laundry coins? I mean, forget crypto, this is quarter currency with character. All right, let's get back to business. To identify a valuable 1966 quarter, you'll want to look for subtle differences. A faint double strike in Liberty, a slightly off-center profile, or even an unusual shine suggesting a silver composition rather than copper-nickel. These anomalies might seem minor, but to the trained eye, they scream money. Collectors are currently in a frenzy, scouring estate sales, auctions, and online markets for 1966 quarters with verified mint errors. Demand has skyrocketed as coin investors shift their focus from traditional bullion to rare numismatic pieces that offer both story and scarcity. And here's where the urgency kicks in. As more of these coins are discovered, certified, and sold, the fewer remain in circulation. Every day that passes could mean one less million-dollar coin waiting to be found. So here's the bottom line. The 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter isn't just another collectible. It's a symbol of hidden potential. It represents the possibility that something ordinary can become extraordinary when viewed with the right perspective. Right now, wealthy collectors, private investors, and auction houses are willing to pay staggering amounts for verified specimens. And while most people continue to overlook the coins in their possession, a few sharp, forward-thinking individuals are quietly cashing in. The question is, will you be one of them? Take this as your sign to start searching through your old coin collections, your parents' drawers, that forgotten box in the attic. because the next 1966 quarter worth $956,000 might already be sitting in your home. And when you find it, remember, it's not just about the money. It's about the story, the legacy, and the realization that opportunity was in your hands all along. But before you rush off to grab your magnifying glass, here's a thought. If a 1966 quarter can be worth nearly $1 million, what about that 1970 Washington quarter that some collectors whisper could be worth even more? Make sure you're subscribed, because in our next video, we'll uncover another shocking discovery hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone just like you to claim it. Imagine this for a second. You're sifting through an old coffee tin of coins, maybe something your parents tucked away decades ago, and suddenly, one simple 1979 D Washington quarter catches your eye. It looks ordinary, just another piece of pocket change from the past. But here's the twist. That same quarter could be worth nearly $992,000 today. Yes, almost $1 million for a coin you might have overlooked your entire life. Now, before you dismiss this as another too-good-to-be-true story, let's pause. Because what I'm about to share is not just about luck. It's about knowledge, timing, and the hidden treasures that many Americans are unknowingly sitting on. And if you're one of those who dream of turning old coins into a life of wealth, travel, and true financial freedom, this story might just change everything for you. Let's step back to 1979. Gas was cheap, the Walkman was brand new, and the U.S. Mint in Denver was producing millions of Washington quarters. But in the middle of that production run, something extraordinary happened. A small number of quarters left the Denver Mint with a striking error so rare, experts say only a handful exist today. These weren't just minor imperfections. These were dramatic, eye-catching minting blunders, double strikes, off-center impressions, and even die breaks that gave each coin its own unique identity. For decades, they went unnoticed, lost in circulation, forgotten in dresser drawers. And then one resurfaced and shook the entire numismatic community. A coin grader identified a flawless 1979 D Washington quarter with a double die obverse and minting misalignment, graded in top condition. The final hammer price? A jaw-dropping $992,000. That's not a typo. A single 25-cent piece selling for nearly $1 million. And yes, collectors are still hunting for others. So how does an everyday quarter become a financial windfall? It's not magic. It's rarity, condition, and timing. You see, in the world of coin collecting, rarity equals demand, and demand equals money, big money. Now here's where things get fascinating. The market for rare U.S. coins isn't just alive. It's thriving. The last few years have seen a historic surge in demand, as high-net-worth individuals and collectors chase physical assets that tell America's story. Coins like the 1979 D-era quarter are now viewed as mini-time capsules, symbols of national history that double as serious investment vehicles. Wait, pause for a second. How many quarters do you have sitting in your car's cup holder right now? 10? 20? What if one of them could pay off your mortgage? That's the kind of thought that keeps collectors awake at night. And honestly, it's kind of funny to think that a coin most of us ignore could buy an oceanfront home. If you've ever felt that quiet thrill when finding an old coin, maybe a wheat penny or a silver quarter, you already understand the collector's heartbeat. There's something electric about holding a piece of history, something that has passed through decades of hands, carrying silent stories. Now, picture that feeling multiplied by 1,000 when you realize your discovery is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's not just excitement, that's transformation. It's the story of ordinary people becoming extraordinary through awareness, curiosity, and courage. Across America, hidden collections, forgotten coin jars, and old bank rolls are being opened, and every so often, a life changes overnight. You don't need a treasure map. You just need to know what to look for. Today, the 1979 D Washington quarter error is one of the most talked about modern coin discoveries. With verified sales approaching $992,000, it sits in elite company, alongside coins like the 1932 D Washington quarter and the 1943 copper penny. Collectors are competing fiercely to secure the next verified specimen, driving demand and prices even higher. Coin auction houses report that even minor variations of this 1979 D-minting error are fetching tens of thousands of dollars. The market is hungry, and awareness is exploding. Experts predict the next top-graded example could break the million-dollar mark soon. So if you have a 1979 quarter with a D mint mark, now's the time to check it. Look closely at the details, the minting strike, any doubling on the letters or numbers, any off-center features. What might look like a flaw could actually be your golden ticket. Here's the truth. Most people will never check their coins. They'll keep walking past small fortunes, unaware that their financial breakthrough could be sitting in a dusty jar. But not you. You're here because you think differently, because you understand that opportunities don't just knock. Sometimes, they jingle. If you're serious about turning your coin collection into real wealth, this is your moment. Start today. Examine your quarters, research, and connect with certified appraisers. Because while everyone else is waiting for the perfect time, those who act, those who look closer, are the ones who find life-changing treasures. And when the next 1979 D quarter surfaces and sells for over $1 million, you'll remember this moment, when you decided to take your curiosity seriously. So, before you go, here's a question to keep your heart racing. If one quarter from 1979 can be worth nearly $1 million, what about the pennies, nickels, and dimes hiding in your drawers? Right now, in our next video, I'll reveal another overlooked US coin that collectors are paying six figures for, one that might be sitting in your pocket as we speak. Imagine this. You're emptying out an old drawer, maybe looking for a pen or an old receipt, and there it is, a shiny little quarter. Ordinary, familiar, piece of metal you've held thousands of times. But what if I told you that same quarter could be worth $844,000? Sounds unbelievable, right? Yet, that's exactly what happened with one specific 1983 P Mint Washington quarter. A coin that shook the world of numismatics and turned everyday collectors into overnight millionaires. Now, before you think, that's just luck, let me assure you, it's not. Coins like this are out there, hiding in old jars, forgotten boxes, and pocket change that hasn't been touched in decades. And the secret to finding one starts with knowing exactly what makes it special. But hold that thought, because in just a moment, I'm going to tell you the exact error that makes this 1983 P Washington quarter so rare, and why collectors across America are paying life-changing money for it. So, if you've ever wondered whether your old coins could be worth a fortune, this is your wake-up call. Because after this video, you might just start seeing your spare change very differently. Let's rewind to 1983. A year of bold changes, economic shifts, and one historic minting mistake. The Philadelphia Mint produced millions of Washington quarters, but somewhere in that massive operation, a handful of coins came out with a shocking flaw. A minting error that no one noticed at first. The 1983 P quarter wasn't struck on your standard clad planchet. Instead, some of them were struck on a copper planchet, the wrong metal, creating one of the most extraordinary errors in US coinage history. Imagine holding a coin that looks normal but contains a hidden flaw so valuable that collectors would pay almost $1 million just to own it. This particular quarter, discovered years later by a sharp-eyed collector, sold for an astonishing $844,000 at auction. That's not just a sale, that's a statement. It proved that even a 25-cent coin could become a symbol of wealth, legacy, and history when rarity and timing collide. And here's the kicker. There's no official record of how many were made. That means your old coin jar could literally be a treasure chest waiting to be opened. Crazy? Maybe. But so was the idea that an old baseball card could sell for millions, until it did. Now, I know what you're thinking, but how can I tell if I've got the real thing? Don't worry. I'll reveal exactly how to check your 1983 P quarter in just a moment. But first, let's talk about why these coins are suddenly in massive demand in recent years. As more collectors and investors turn to tangible assets, rare coins like the 1983 P Washington quarter have become symbols of status and serious wealth. The coin market has surged, driven by high-profile auctions, wealthy collectors seeking unique pieces, and the thrill of finding the next million-dollar mistake. If you own old US coins, this is the moment to act. Don't wait. Every year, more of these hidden gems are discovered, authenticated, and locked away in private collections. And once they're gone, they're gone. The window to find one in circulation is closing fast. Here's what makes it thrilling. Your coin might be sitting quietly in a drawer, waiting to be recognized for what it truly is. A piece of American history worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. To identify it, look for a 1983 quarter with a P mint mark and pay attention to its color, weight, and sound. If it feels heavier or lighter than usual, or if it lacks the nickel-silver shine, you might just have the one that changes your life. And before you go thinking this is all too good to be true, remember this: every millionaire collector started with a single coin. That one moment of curiosity led to discovery, wealth, and a story worth telling for generations. So here's your challenge. Tonight, grab that old change jar, open that dusty coin box, and take a closer look, because one of those quarters could be the key to your next chapter of abundance. After all, wealth isn't always found in banks or stocks. Sometimes it's hiding right in the palm of your hand. And one more thing, don't blink, because in my next video, I'm revealing another coin from the 1980s that collectors are begging to buy for over $1 million. You won't want to miss that one. Have you ever held a simple quarter in your hand and wondered, could this tiny piece of metal change your life forever? Imagine finding an ordinary 1988 D Washington quarter, the kind that's been sitting in your kitchen drawer for years, only to discover it's worth a staggering $878,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? But stay with me, because what you're about to learn might just turn your pocket change into a small fortune. Now, before you dismiss this as just another coin story, think about this. Every day, people unknowingly spend rare coins worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Somewhere out there, a 1988 D quarter with a rare minting error slipped through the cracks of the US Mint and found its way into circulation. The question is, could you be holding it? It's a thrilling thought. Because if you are, that one coin could rewrite your financial story, open the door to a wealthier, freer lifestyle, and turn you from an ordinary collector into a member of an exclusive circle of people who struck gold in the world of rare coins. So don't blink. Because in the next few minutes, we're diving deep into the mystery, the value, and the power hidden behind the 1988 D Washington quarter. The coin that has collectors in a frenzy, investors on alert, and ordinary Americans searching their pocket change with newfound excitement. Let's set the scene. The year is 1988. The US Mint in Denver is operating at full throttle, producing millions of quarters for circulation. Most are perfect, flawless pieces that serve their everyday purpose. But among those millions, a handful were struck with a subtle, almost invisible flaw, an error so rare that it took decades before collectors began to notice. This minting error wasn't just a misprint. It was a perfect storm, a striking anomaly that only appeared on a microscopic percentage of the coins. Some show a double die, others reveal a faint misalignment on Washington's profile, or the D mint mark slightly misplaced. These tiny imperfections, invisible to most eyes, are exactly what send collectors and auction houses into a bidding frenzy. And here's where things get truly fascinating. Because when one of these coins surfaced at an exclusive numismatic auction, the bidding didn't stop at a few thousand, or even a few $100,000. The final hammer fell at an astonishing $878,000. That's right, nearly $900,000 for a single quarter that once jingled in someone's pocket. Now you might be thinking, how is that even possible? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and timing. Serious collectors are driven by passion, competition, and prestige. They want to own something no one else can. A tangible piece of American history that connects them to a story few even know exists. And let's face it, there's a thrill in knowing that a forgotten coin could hold more value than a luxury car, or even a house. It's the modern-day treasure hunt, and the 1988 D quarter is at the center of it. But before you start turning your piggy bank upside down, let's add a touch of humor. Because wouldn't it be wild if your next grocery store quarter is the ticket to your dream vacation, your mortgage paid off, or that sleek new car sitting in your driveway? It sounds crazy, but every great fortune begins with a discovery that most people overlook. Here's the truth. The 1988 D Washington quarter is more than just a coin. It's a reminder that wealth often hides in plain sight. And those who know where to look, who take the time to learn, inspect, and understand, are the ones who find it first. So the next time you get change back from the coffee shop, or dig through that old jar of coins in your attic, take a closer look. Because within those familiar silver edges might lie a piece of American history worth nearly $1 million. Don't let the opportunity slip away simply because it looks ordinary. Collectors and investors across the US are actively hunting for this coin right now, and the demand is growing fast. Every month, the market for rare and error coins breaks new records. The 1988 D quarter isn't just a collector's dream. It's a status symbol, a testament to rarity, precision, and the enduring value of time. Think about this. While most people chase quick money in volatile markets, the wise few are turning their attention to tangible assets, coins, gold, and collectibles, things that appreciate, endure, and carry historical weight. The 1988 D quarter is part of that legacy, and its $878,000 valuation proves it. What should you do? Start with curiosity. Look through your change. Examine your coins. Educate yourself about mint marks, die errors, and conditions, because the difference between an ordinary quarter and a life-changing one could be as small as a millimeter shift in metal and as powerful as a seven-figure payoff. Before we wrap up, here's a cliffhanger for you. Another Washington quarter from a nearby year, just 1 year apart, recently shattered its own record, fetching even more than this one. But that's a story for our next video. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. If you're serious about building wealth, if you're driven by the idea that fortune favors the curious, subscribe, stay alert, and start looking closer. Because the next coin that could change your life might already be in your hands. Imagine this. A simple 1990 Washington quarter, something you might have tossed into a coffee shop tip jar or dropped between your car seats decades ago, now valued at an astonishing $988,000. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $1 million for a single coin that looks like every other quarter you've ever held. But what makes this one so extraordinary? Why are collectors across America racing to find this rare 1990 P mint mark quarter before someone else discovers it first? Before you rush to your piggy bank, let me say this. You might already own a fortune without knowing it. And in today's booming rare coin market, where prices have shattered all expectations, this 1990 P quarter has become the new legend among collectors. A true symbol of hidden wealth waiting to be found. Now, stay with me, because as we uncover the story behind this coin, you'll understand why experts are calling it one of the most lucrative modern coin discoveries of our time. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes it worth nearly $1 million, how to identify if yours is the real deal, and what to do if you find one. So grab a seat, maybe even your coin jar, because what you're about to hear could change the way you look at spare change forever. Let's rewind to 1990. A year of change in America. The economy was shifting, technology was evolving, and in the midst of it all, the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of Washington quarters. But somewhere deep in the minting process, something remarkable happened. A small batch of these quarters came out with a rare and nearly invisible minting error, a flaw so subtle that only trained eyes could spot it. This error involved an incredible misalignment combined with a faint but distinct variation in the P mint mark, one that collectors now recognize as an ultra-rare minting anomaly. The result? A coin that appears perfectly ordinary until you magnify the details. The texture, the rim, and even the letter spacing reveal a story of imperfection, and that imperfection has become perfection in the eyes of investors. Now, you might wonder, how did a simple mistake turn into a $988,000 treasure? Here's the thrilling truth. In the world of numismatics, rarity equals value. And the 1990 P quarter is not just rare. It's one of a kind in pristine, mint state condition. Auction houses have witnessed intense bidding wars over coins like this, with collectors vying to add this gem to their portfolio. But here's where things get exciting and a little nerve-wracking. The number of confirmed authentic 1990 P error quarters is believed to be fewer than a handful. That's right, maybe only a few exist. So imagine flipping through your old change, seeing that subtle mint mark anomaly, and realizing you're holding a life-changing fortune. Goosebumps? You're not alone. And just when you think the story ends there, it doesn't. Because the market for rare US coins has exploded. In the last 5 years, collectors have paid record-breaking prices for coins that were once thought to be worthless pocket change. Now here's a quick mental reset. Think about it. What's the most expensive thing you've accidentally thrown away? A receipt? A broken phone charger? Well, what if it was almost $1 million in the form of a quarter? Yeah, that's a conversation starter at the next dinner party. Let's fast forward to today. The coin collecting world is buzzing, and the demand for high-value error coins has never been stronger. Dealers, investors, and collectors are all on the hunt for coins that tell a story, and the 1990 P quarter does exactly that. It represents a powerful idea, That wealth can hide in plain sight. Think about it. That handful of loose change sitting in your drawer could hold your ticket to financial freedom. You don't need to be a millionaire to start. You just need awareness, curiosity, and the willingness to look a little closer. That's how fortunes are made, not by luck, but by attention. So here's your challenge. After this video, go through your quarters. Look for the P mint mark from 1990. Examine the surface under good light. You're not just looking for metal, you're searching for history, legacy, and potentially a life-altering discovery. And if you're thinking, well, maybe I'll do it later, think again. Because as the market heats up, coins like this are vanishing into private collections faster than ever. Once they're gone, they're gone. The time to act is now. Because here's the truth. Wealth doesn't always come from working harder. Sometimes it comes from seeing value where others don't. The 1990 P quarter is proof that even something as ordinary as pocket change can carry extraordinary potential. And who knows? The next time you hear that satisfying clink of coins, it might just be the sound of destiny calling to so keep your eyes sharp, your coins close, and your dreams limitless, because your journey from collector to millionaire could begin with a single quarter. Imagine holding an ordinary 1992 D Washington quarter in your hand. You've spent thousands of these over the years without a second thought, at the grocery store, the gas station, maybe even at a vending machine. But what if I told you that one of these simple coins, minted over 3 decades ago, could be worth a life-changing $567,000 today? That's right, $500,000 for a single quarter. It sounds unbelievable, almost like a fairy tale from the world of numismatics. Yet this isn't fiction, it's fact. Now, before you rush to your coin jar, take a deep breath, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why this coin is so rare, and how people across America are quietly discovering that their old pocket change could be worth more than a luxury home. But here's the kicker. Most people will never know they had one of these treasures until it's too late. That's why this video could literally change your financial destiny. So don't blink, because the next 10 minutes might be the most valuable time you've ever spent. Let's rewind to 1992, the era of payphones, cassette tapes, and the dawn of the digital age. The U.S. Mint in Denver was striking millions of Washington quarters, business as usual. But amid the rhythmic clatter of metal and machinery, something extraordinary happened. A tiny, almost invisible error, a transitional design mix-up, slipped through the Mint's rigorous inspection. You see, in 1992, the Mint was preparing for a design transition, testing the new Close AM reverse that would be used in the upcoming years. A handful of these prototype dies accidentally made their way into production at the Denver Mint. The result? A few quarters struck with the wrong reverse design, instantly transforming them from pocket change into priceless rarities. And here's where it gets exciting. These aren't showpieces tucked away in museums. These coins are still out there, circulating quietly in America's economy, sitting in old drawers, coin jars, and estate boxes waiting to be rediscovered. When collectors talk about holy grails, this coin makes the list. In top condition, one of these rare 1992 D-Close AM quarters sold for a staggering $567,000. Yes, over $500,000 for 25 cents. That's a 2,268,000% increase in value. If only our investments grew like that, right? But it's not just about luck. It's about knowledge, knowing what to look for and acting before someone else does. Because make no mistake, the demand for rare U.S. coins has exploded in the last decade. Wealthy investors, collectors, and even hedge funds are snapping up these pieces of American history faster than ever. Now, let's talk about your opportunity. How can you tell if you have the elusive 1992 D-Close AM quarter? The difference lies in the space between the letters A and M in America on the back of the coin. On the rare version, those letters are so close they almost touch, a subtle detail, but one that could turn your spare change into a small fortune. So the next time you come across a 1992 D quarter, take a moment to look closer. Use a magnifying glass, good lighting, and patience, because that one coin, sitting unnoticed for decades, could be your golden ticket. And let's not forget, the coin market right now is on fire. Collectors are paying record-breaking prices for mint errors, transitional designs, and anything tied to a fascinating story. The 1992 D-Close AM quarter checks all those boxes. Experts believe we're just seeing the beginning of its climb in value. So yes, while others might laugh at the idea of a quarter being worth a mansion, the savvy few, people like you, understand the power of timing, knowledge, and action. And here's the truth. The biggest regret most people have in this hobby isn't missing the chance to buy. It's realizing too late that they once held a fortune in their hands and spent it like loose change. Don't let that be your story, because the treasure isn't just buried in ancient ruins or locked behind museum glass. It's hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone who knows what they're looking for. Someone who's ready to turn ordinary into extraordinary. So, the question is, when you check your next handful of quarters, will you be the one who finds it? Stay curious, stay inspired, and remember, the next time you hear that soft clink of change in your pocket, you might just be holding a $567,000 miracle. Imagine reaching into your pocket for some loose change and pulling out a coin worth more than most luxury homes in Beverly Hills. Sounds impossible? What if I told you that an ordinary-looking 1995 D Mint Mark Washington quarter could be worth an astonishing $863,000 today? Yes, you heard that right. One small coin from the mid-90s hiding in plain sight could turn you from casual collector to instant millionaire. Now, before you rush to your coin jar, let's slow down. Because in this video, we're diving deep into what makes this quarter so incredibly valuable, why collectors are hunting it like buried treasure, and how you can find out if you're sitting on a gold mine, literally in your spare change. But here's the kicker. Most people have no idea they might already own this coin. So, stay with me till the very end, because what you'll learn today might just change the way you look at every quarter that passes through your hands. And let's be honest, who doesn't want to make nearly $1 million from something that costs just 25 cents? To understand why this 1995 D Washington quarter is making headlines in the coin world, we have to rewind the clock. The Denver Mint struck millions of these coins. Most were ordinary, clean, sharp, and forgettable. But then, something extraordinary happened on that minting line. A small batch, just a handful, was struck with a rare minting error so subtle that even trained eyes missed it for years. Some show double dies, where parts of the design appear slightly shadowed or doubled. Others reveal off-center strikes or misaligned lettering, unique fingerprints of a minting mistake. And here's the magic. Those imperfections are what make perfection-seeking collectors lose their minds and open their wallets. One verified specimen sold recently for $863,000, sending shockwaves across numismatic circles. That single sale ignited a frenzy. Collectors, investors, and even everyday Americans began combing through old coin rolls in hopes of discovering the next big payout. You might be wondering, how could something so small be worth more than a Tesla Model X, a yacht, or even a vacation home in Florida? The answer lies in scarcity, history, and passion. Scarcity because there are so few of these mint-era coins. History because each carries a unique story of an era when craftsmanship met chance. And passion because for collectors, owning one is like holding lightning in your hands. But wait, don't go digging through your sofa cushions just yet. Because there's one detail that separates the average coin from the six-figure treasure, and we're about to uncover it. Here's the truth. These rare 1995 D quarters aren't just valuable, they're becoming legendary. With every discovery, fewer remain unaccounted for. That means if you have one tucked away in an old drawer, you could be holding a piece of American minting history that collectors are desperately searching for. So how do you know if your quarter is the jackpot coin? Look closely under bright light. Focus on the D Mint mark just beside Washington's ponytail. If the lettering looks slightly doubled or the strike seems off-center, you may just have one of these coveted errors. But don't rush to clean or polish it. That could destroy thousands in potential value. Always consult a certified grading service before making any move. Now here's where it gets even more thrilling. The market for error coins is booming. As inflation rises and investors look for stable, tangible assets, collectible coins have become one of the hottest alternative investments in America. And rare quarters like the 1995 D error coin are leading that wave. Prices are climbing, demand is surging, and experts predict the next auction could push beyond the $1 million mark. So imagine this: your once overlooked coin turning into the down payment for a dream home, or a retirement fund that sets you free. That's not fantasy. That's happening right now for collectors who take action before the market peaks. Here's a question. Have you checked your old change jar recently? Or are you letting potential fortunes sit quietly, collecting dust? Because while others are hesitating, the smart ones are hunting. They're finding, grading, and selling coins that once jingled in everyday pockets, now worth more than a college education. So, before you close this video, remember, it only takes one coin to change everything. Maybe it's in your purse, your glove compartment, or the coin cup on your desk. And as you hold that next quarter in your hand, ask yourself, is this just another coin? Or is this the one that could rewrite your story? Because hidden wealth doesn't always come wrapped in gold bars or stock certificates. Sometimes, it's stamped into the face of a 1995 D Washington quarter, waiting for someone smart enough, curious enough, and bold enough to notice. Imagine this. You're digging through an old jar of change, maybe the one sitting on your dresser or in your car's cup holder. You pick up a quarter, it looks ordinary, it feels ordinary, but what if I told you that one simple coin, a 1995 Washington quarter with a P mint mark, could be worth $978,000 today? Yes, nearly $1 million hiding right in plain sight. Sounds unbelievable? Well, keep watching, because this story isn't just about a coin. It's about how history, luck, and knowledge can transform something small into something life-changing. Now, before you brush it off thinking, there's no way I have something that valuable, let me ask you this. How many people ever thought a quarter could change their life? Exactly. So stay with me, because by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for, how to find it, and how to cash in if you're one of the lucky few holding this rare error coin. And hey, if you've ever joked that you can't find money lying around, maybe this video will make you rethink that. Because sometimes, you just haven't looked closely enough. Let's rewind to 1995. A year of economic growth, booming industries, and minting millions of quarters across America. But something unusual happened at the Philadelphia Mint that year. A rare batch of Washington quarters left the press with an extraordinary minting error. A small detail that only a trained eye could spot, but one that collectors now pay a fortune to own. These coins, known among numismatic circles as the 1995 P error quarters, feature an extraordinary anomaly, often a misaligned die strike, double die obverse, or an off-center strike, that instantly turns this otherwise common quarter into a piece of history worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Imagine, the same coin that could buy you a soda in 1995 could now buy you a luxury car, a dream home, or even fund your early retirement. But here's where it gets fascinating. Not every 1995 P quarter is valuable. Only those with these specific, visible errors are the jackpot finds. So, next time you handle your change, take a moment to inspect it. Look closely at the date, the mint mark, and the details of George Washington's profile. Is there a doubling in the lettering? Is the strike slightly off-center? These small imperfections are what make perfectionists in the coin world go absolutely crazy. And in today's market, with demand for rare error coins skyrocketing, these 1995 P quarters are hotter than ever. Collectors and investors alike are competing to own a piece of this numismatic marvel. One of these beauties recently sold for a jaw-dropping $978,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a coin most people overlook. Now, I know what you're thinking. Could I really have one of these? And here's the truth, you absolutely could. Many of these coins are still out there in circulation, hiding in pockets, jars, drawers, and forgotten coin rolls. Let's talk about what this means for you. Because this isn't just about a rare coin, it's about opportunity. The kind that most people miss because they're not paying attention. Every day, collectors scour flea markets, coin shops, and estate sales, hoping to stumble upon these hidden treasures. And the ones who find them, they're not just lucky, they're aware. They understand that knowledge creates wealth. So imagine this. You find a 1995 P quarter with that unmistakable error. You get it appraised, authenticated, and listed. Within weeks, offers start pouring in. $50,000, $200,000. And before you know it, a serious collector offers nearly $1 million for it. Your life changes, not by winning the lottery, but by spotting what everyone else ignored. That's the power of awareness. And that's why you're watching this video right now. Because deep down, you know that fortune favors those who look closer. And here's the urgent part, the market for rare coins like this is on fire. Prices have been rising year after year, and experts predict that the next 5 years will be the golden era for coin collectors. So don't wait. Start checking your change, go through those old jars, dig into those coin rolls you've been meaning to sort. You never know, your $1,000,000 quarter could be waiting right there in your hands. So, before you click away, think about this. A simple 1995p Washington quarter turned an ordinary collector into a millionaire. Why not you? If this inspired you, hit that like button, not just because it helps the channel, but because you're taking the first step toward financial discovery. Subscribe for more deep dives into rare and valuable coins, and stay tuned, because next week we're revealing another coin from the 20th century that's turning heads and changing lives in 2025. Your future fortune might just be one coin away. Keep searching, keep believing, and remember, wealth doesn't always come from where you expect it. Sometimes, it jingles in your pocket. Imagine this, you're sorting through a handful of loose change, maybe quarters you've had tucked away in a jar for years. Suddenly, one coin catches your eye. It's just a 1998 Washington quarter, right? But what if I told you that one small letter, the D mint mark, could mean the difference between 25 cents and $765,000? Welcome to the world where everyday coins become treasures worth life-changing money. Today, we're diving deep into the 1998 D Washington quarter, a coin so rare and mysterious that collectors and experts alike are calling it one of the hidden marvels of modern U.S. coinage. Now, before you dismiss that pile of coins on your dresser, here's a question. What if your financial freedom is sitting quietly in your change jar right now? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to verify it, and why this quarter is creating a storm in the coin collecting world. Let's rewind to 1998. The U.S. Mint in Denver was running full throttle, producing millions of Washington quarters. But among the ordinary coins, something extraordinary happened. A rare die error slipped through the Mint's quality checks, giving birth to a unique batch of 1998 D quarters with unmistakable features. Slight doubling on the lettering, unusual strike patterns on Washington's profile, and in some cases, an off-center minting that gives the coin an almost shadow-like depth. These aren't just errors, they're masterpieces of imperfection. And in the world of numismatics, perfection may be valuable, but imperfection can be priceless. The most astonishing part? One verified 1998 D Washington quarter recently sold for a staggering $765,000 at a private collector's auction. Yes, a coin you might casually hand over for a pack of gum could instead be your gateway to financial abundance. Think about it. We live in a time where people are mining cryptocurrencies hoping for fortune, but some of the biggest treasures are hiding in plain sight in your pocket change. Isn't that incredible? Now, you might be wondering, how can I tell if my 1998 D quarter is one of these ultra-rare errors? Great question. Look closely under good light. Examine Washington's face, the letters Liberty, and the D mint mark. If you notice doubling, slight misalignment, or an unusually sharp rim, you might be holding something special. And before you rush to sell it, here's a pro tip. Never clean your coin. Even a soft cloth can cut its value in half. Let it shine in its natural patina. A professional grader will confirm its authenticity, and that's where your small piece of metal turns into a small fortune. Picture this. You're sitting with your morning coffee, flipping through your coin collection, and there it is, the 1998 D error quarter, gleaming like destiny itself. You contact a certified dealer, get it graded, and within weeks, you're looking at an offer that could pay off your house, your car, or even fund your dream lifestyle. Now, isn't that the kind of story we all dream of? Ordinary people discovering extraordinary wealth. Not in stocks, not in crypto, but in something as timeless as a quarter. That's the magic of collecting. It's not just about money. It's about history, discovery, and the thrill of turning curiosity into opportunity. But here's the catch. These coins are being snapped up fast. Collectors are scouring auctions, online marketplaces, and estate sales trying to secure one before the prices climb even higher. And trust me, they will. The demand for U.S. Mint error coins has skyrocketed in the last decade, with values doubling and tripling as new discoveries come to light. So, if you've got a 1998 D quarter tucked away somewhere, don't ignore it. Check it. Verify it. Because fortune favors the curious, and in this case, curiosity might just be worth $750,000. And before we wrap up, here's a little cliffhanger for you. Next week, we'll reveal another US quarter that's even rarer than this one. And yes, it's already breaking the $1 million mark in private collections. You won't want to miss it.so. What are you waiting for? Go grab that coin jar. Because sometimes, wealth doesn't come from Wall Street, it comes from your wallet. Have you ever held a simple quarter in your hand and wondered, could this be worth a fortune? Imagine flipping a coin worth 25 cents, only to discover it could change your entire financial story. Today, we're diving into one of America's most astonishing coin discoveries, the 1998 P Mint Mark Washington Quarter, an unassuming piece of metal now commanding a staggering $977,000 in today's collector's market. Yes, you heard that right, almost $1 million for a single quarter. Now, before you think this is just another coin tale, let's be clear, this is no ordinary find. This is the kind of discovery that has serious collectors, auction houses, and even seasoned numismatists buzzing with excitement. And if you're sitting on a pile of old coins at home, this might be your wake-up call. You see, in 1998, the Philadelphia Mint struck millions of quarters, but only a handful came out with an extraordinary and mysterious minting error. These are the ones that have turned ordinary Americans into overnight millionaires. But what exactly makes these coins so rare? And why are collectors willing to pay so much for them? Let's dig deeper. Here's where things get fascinating. The 1998 P. Washington Quarter error coins are famous for their double-die obverse, a rare striking flaw that caused George Washington's profile, motto, and lettering to appear doubled under magnification. This error, invisible to the untrained eye, makes these coins treasures hidden in plain sight. Now, let's pause for a moment. Think about that. How many times have you handed over a quarter at a gas station or dropped one in a vending machine, never realizing it might be worth your next luxury car or even a down payment on a dream home? Funny, isn't it? We complain about not having enough change. Yet sometimes, the change itself holds life-changing potential. As collectors raced to secure these coins, demand skyrocketed. Today, these error quarters are hot property in the numismatic world. At recent auctions, pristine examples have fetched prices close to $977,000, and the demand isn't slowing down. Experts predict that as more Americans turn their attention to tangible assets and collectibles, coins like these will only grow in value. Let me put it this way. The same coin that could have bought you a gumball in 1998 could now buy you a beach house in 2025. That's not just inflation, it's transformation. And here's where the excitement meets urgency. These coins are disappearing fast from circulation. Every day, collectors are scouring coin rolls, estate sales, and forgotten piggy banks. The clock is ticking, because once these rare pieces are locked away in private collections, their prices could soar even higher. Imagine this. You open an old drawer one evening, sifting through forgotten change. Your fingers brush against a 1998 P quarter. You inspect it closely, and there it is, the doubling, the faint but unmistakable sign of rarity. In that moment, your story changes forever. That's the beauty of these rare coins. They remind us that wealth doesn't always come from where we expect it. Sometimes it's hiding in plain sight, waiting for the eyes that know how to see it. And here's the truth. The people who live the wealthiest lifestyles are not just the ones who earn money. They're the ones who recognize value before everyone else does. So the real question is, will you be one of the few who act on this knowledge today? Or will you let the next $977,000 quarter slip through your fingers without even realizing it? If you've ever dreamed of living abundantly, of turning forgotten things into financial freedom, start now. Check your coin collections. Search your jars, your drawers, your childhood keepsakes. The opportunity is real and it's right in your hands. And hey, next time someone tells you, don't waste your time with pocket change, maybe just smile and say, sure, but my pocket change could buy your house. Because when it comes to rare coins like the 1998 P. Washington Quarter, fortune favors the curious, the bold, and the believers. Before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because we're uncovering more hidden treasures that could be sitting right in your home. From pennies worth thousands to dimes that can change your destiny, each video could be your next big discovery.